everybody. Welcome to Rusty's Sudoku stream. I am Rusty. And that's not necessarily a good thing today. Yes, I should have posted this puzzle or this stream yesterday. And didn't. Not giving any excuses. I botched it. For reason. I spent much of my day yesterday working on prints that didn't work well, and on an expedition for No Man's Sky. Not that either of those things really matter to you. All right, as usual, we are going to, or I'm going to hit the checkbox at the top of the puzzle here in a moment. And assuming I've got everything transferred across correctly, you'll get 20 seconds to, or longer, to get a start on the puzzle before I play. How you do that is up to you. I kind of don't recommend using a marker on your screen, but some people. We are playing a hard level puzzle, number 750. I should have played this at Sunday morning after Saturday evening. Didn't. Well, let's see what we can do. All right, you get 20 seconds here, or more. There's 10 of them. And there we go, we're at 30 seconds. All right, one of these two is a 3. And let's see, one of these two is an 8. One of these two is a 7. It was one of these two. Ooh, we get more than just these two as possible. And both of these are possible stuff. All right. We get a solve of an 8 here. And then one of these two is an 8. 3 possibilities for an 8 here. Three possibilities there. 5 up here, or down here. All right, let's work through the ones. We get 2 possible ones here, 4 here, 5 here, 3 here, 5 here. Everything is open here, so there's 5, and 8 or 7 here. Yes, we got 5, 6 here, no, 5 here, and then 4 here. Choose. The 2 there. Another one here. So one of these 3 is a 2. Up here I've got 4 possibilities. Here I've got 3. 5 possibilities up here. 4 possibilities here. 3 possibilities here, 4 here, and 7 here. 3s. So 3 here, 3 here. So one of these two is a 3. That means that we're down to these 3 places for, or these 2 places for 2. I'll mark those. 3s otherwise. We've got 5 possibilities for 3 here, 3 possibilities here. At those 2, we've got 4 possibilities here and 7 possibilities here. What 4s? We get a 4 here. One of these 2 is a 4. 3 possibilities for a 4 here. 2 possibilities here. Here we've got 3 possibilities. And 3 possibilities here. 5s. We get a 5 here, up here, and we get a 5 dropped in there. 3 possibilities there, 3 possibilities here, 4 possibilities there, 4 here, and that's going to do for 5s. 6s. Got a 6 here, 3 possibilities here, because this 6 down here, 2 possibilities here. On the other hand, we do have 4 possibilities here, 2 down here, 3 here, and 4 up here. 7s. 4 possibilities for 7 there. 3 here, 2 here, 3 up here. So those 2 and these 4 are 8s. An 8 here, here, and here. There as well. There are possibles here. 3 possibles here. 5 here. 3 here. 2 here, so it knocks this down to 2 here. All right, and 9s. Here we get 2 possible 9s. Down here I've got 3. I've got 3 here. 3 possible 9s here. 3 possible 9s here. 3 possible 9s here. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 possible 5s. 2 possible 6s. 1 possible 6. That's not a 6, that is. That makes this into a 3. We got these 2 for 8. 9, 1. Hold it, this is not a 3, that's a 2. And these 2 is a 3. And these 2 is a 1. These 2 is an 8. And this is not. That's an 8, that's a 4. 4 will be there. 6, 7, 8. Still have 3 possibilities for a 9. Okay, if you'll excuse me for just a couple of moments, I'm going to pause the game. I need to step away. All right, sorry about that. Like you say, I was giving people a head start on my play. You were in better shape than I am, which I don't think would be difficult. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So likely one of these two is a, nope, one of these two is a 5. That makes this not a 7, that's a 7. That means one of these two is going to be a 5. Here, one of these two is going to be a 5. 3 possibilities here. All right, back to 1s. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, apparently that can't be a 4. What was that supposed to be? No. In any case, 3 or 4 possibilities for a 1. 2. These two are supposed to be 5. Not 4. Everything is not marked up completely is potentially a 3. 4, 5, 6. One of these two is a 7. Got 5 possibilities for 8. And 5 possibilities for 9. Okay, let's see. 3 possibilities for 1. 3 possibilities for 2. 3 possibilities for 3. 4. Given 5 is learned. 2 possibilities for 6. 7 and 8. 3 possibilities for 9. All right. Everything's open here for 1. Not here. So one of these 3 is a 1, or 4 is a 1. I've got 3 possibilities at 2. 4 possibilities for 3. 4 and a 5 given. 2 possibilities for 6, 7 and 8 given. And 3 possibilities for 9. Ones, 2s, 3. 3 of these can be a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 3 possibilities for 9. Let's see. 4 possibilities for 1, 5 possibilities for 2, 3 is given, 3 possibilities for 4, 2 for 5, 2 possibilities for 6, 3 possibilities for 7, 8, and 2 possibilities for 9. Nope, that doesn't help there change anything. Okay, 3 possibilities for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2 possibilities for 7. Over here, I've got all of them are possibly 1. 5 possibilities for 2. 2 possibilities for 3. 4. 3 possibilities for 5. 4 or 3 possibilities for 6. 4 for 7. And 2 for 8. All right. Time to flood everything else in now. For example, we know these have the possibility of 2s and 7s and 1s. Nope. Okay, 1, 3 possibilities. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 3 possibilities for 9. Two possibilities for 3, not 3. And this can't be a 3, so this is a 3. 4, 5. Not a 6. And these two is a 6. 7, 8, 9. So that means this is a 1, which should surprise no one. Least of all me, but apparently I get to be surprised at such things. Three possibilities for 2. One of these three will be a 1. With the 2's, here mark 3s. One of these 3 will be a 3, 4, 5. One of these 2 is a 6, 7, 8. And one of these 3 is a 9. Means this is likely to be a 6. Let's check that. Yep. One of these is going to be a 1. And a 4. Well, don't need to worry about the 4 yet. Get a 2 here, 3 here, 4, 5. 6 is what we're looking for. 7, 8, and 9. So 6. We can remove that possibility of being a 6. This one as well, that turns that into a 6, which closes out 6's in the center column and the center row. And then we finish out down here. We've got 4 possibilities for a 1, a 2. So far, everything looks like it could potentially be a 3. No, we're not done with this one yet. Okay. We've got a 4. We got 2 5s listed. 6. 2 possibilities for 7. Bunch of possibilities for an 8 and 3 possibilities for a 9. Okay, we get 3 possibilities for a 9 here. I think that wraps that up. Two for 1, 2, 2 for 3. Get a 4, 5, 6, and 7. 2 possibilities for an 8, and 3 for a 9. Okay. Just doing a tidy pass, making sure I don't have any. For example, we got 4, 5 here. Make sure I don't have a 4 or 5 in any of these, which I don't. All right. Let's go with a 1 here and see where that leads us. That makes this into a 2. We get the 8 9s down here. This becomes a 1. This becomes a 3. So not 1s up here. That turns this into a 9 because the 2 is already taken. So clean up the 9s there. That becomes a 9. This becomes a 2. Clean up the 2s here. One of these 2 is a 1. One of these 3 is a 4. One of these 2 is a 9. All right. Neither of these can be a 9 now, so that would be a... Not that one. That will be a 9. Turns that into an 8, this into a 9. That being an 8, this becomes a 3, and this becomes an 8. And this over here becomes a 3. So these two are not 3s. These two are not 3s. These two don't get to be 8s anymore, so we get a 5 and a 1. Not a 1 up here, here, or here. And these two is a 1. Oh, hey, these two don't get to be 1s. Not a 1. These two don't get to be 1s because of this one. That doesn't get to be a 1 anymore either. Okay, not a 5. And not a 6. Not a 6 there. Turns this into a 6. Which means not a 6 here. This becomes a 6. 7272 means not a 2 here. Not a 1 here. Bit of a circularity here with 7, 5, 2, and 3. 7, 2, 7, 2, 1, 5, 1, 5. 1, 4, 9, 1, 4, 9, 1, 5, 4, 5. 4, 1, 4, 2, 5, 2, 4, 5. Not a 2 here or here. That makes this into a 7, this into a 2. Not a 2 here. Not a 7 here. That turns that into a 1, so not a 1 here. Not a 1 here. That turns that into a 5. This becomes a 1. Not a 1 here or here. This becomes an 8. Not a 5 here, not a 2 here, so that's a 3, that's a 7. This is a 2, this is a 7. Clean up down here, we end up with a 2 here. 8 here. Nope, not an 8. Alright, there's our break. So we're going back to the 1 in the upper middle square and saying that's not a 1. Let's see what that comes as an alternative, if I can do anything. Okay, then that becomes a 2. Not a 2, not a 2. Not a 2, not a 2. Not a 2. Turns that into a 9. 8 and 1. 3 and 9. 8 and 3. 1 here, clean up the 1s, clean up the 3s. So these 2 will be a 3. Not a 9 here. Not an 8 here. Or not an 8 here either. 7, 3, 7, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 5, 8, and 9. Not a 1. Not a 9, so that's a 2. Not a 2 here or here. That becomes a 2. This becomes a 9. Not a 9 here or here. Not a 6. Not a 2 there. Not a 1 there. Clean up the 1s up here. Not a 6 here because this one. That makes this one into a 6. So not a 6 here. This becomes a 6. Seven, 2, 7, 2, so not a 2. Gives me 1, 5, 1, 5. One of these 2 is a 3. Not a 9 here, so that's a 9. All right. Don't know about the 7 2s, but we'll go with the 1 5 here. 1 here, 5 here, 1. Not a 1, not a 1, not a 1. 1 here, 7 here. clean out these two ones, clean out that one, clean out that 7. That turns that into a 2, which means 7, 8. 2 here, cleans up these 2's, 4 here, 7. Not a 4, this becomes a 5, a 4 here, 1 here, 2, 4. Not a 1 here, makes this a 1. 9, 3, 9, 3. Not an 8, so this is a 5. Not a 5, that's a 9. This becomes an 8. This becomes a 9. A 3 here, 5 here, 3 here, 7 and 3 here. Okay, there are 33 minutes and 54 seconds. What did you do? I hope that you had a better time than that. You could have completed before me, even with my start, because of that delay for doing things that should have been done before. Sorry about that. All in all, be well, and we will look forward to chatting with you again tomorrow.